Welcome friends, Terence Crawford completely dominated Errol Spence, giving him a thorough pasting and stopping him in 9 rounds. The analysis in the lead-up to this fight had predicted that this would be fairly 50-50 rather than the one-sided contest we eventually witnessed in Crawford's favour. During his ring walk, Spence seemed nervous to say the least. His body language looked a little off, if I'm honest, which was a big contrast with Crawford, who seemed completely composed on his way to the ring. Spence seemed to be harbouring doubts deep within himself, whereas Crawford's focus seemed solid. Despite what seemed like shaky nerves, Spence managed to start well in the first, showing good work with his jab, popping it out consistently and effectively. Crawford, on the other hand, was pretty relaxed. He moved around a bit and appeared to be mostly sizing Spence up. The second round was more of the same, until Crawford landed a powerful 1-2, dropping Spence for the first time in his career. I think this was more of a flash knockdown, but still it really set the tone for what was to come in following rounds. From that point, Crawford took over in the fight. Spence seemed lost in some of the exchanges and Crawford was more consistent and accurate and often seemed more than one step ahead. As the fight wore on, even aside from the knockdowns, Crawford seemed to cause Spence at least some trouble with every clean shot. Some might attribute Spence's issues to his previous car crash, but nothing should be taken away from Crawford's performance. He dealt with a fighter who had previously beaten top-tier opposition, and he made it look easy. Spence went down again in round 7, twice. The first knockdown came from a beautiful uppercut by Crawford, the second from a powerful right hook. At this stage, I felt that the fight should have been stopped. The fact that it continued for a couple more rounds was concerning. Trainers and referees should prioritise a fighter's health, and this fight went on too long in my opinion. By the 9th round, Spence was showing signs of going into his shell and was more reluctant to throw as Crawford upped the pace. Finally, the referee stepped in, doing what should have been done rounds earlier. The mental and physical beating Spence took in this fight may have a lasting impact on his career. With a rematch clause in the contract, the question arises whether Crawford would even want a rematch. Perhaps 154 could help draw Spence back for a second outing, but would Crawford entertain that? Personally, I think best course of action for Spence would be to move on now and perhaps campaign at 154. So what are your thoughts on this fight? Did it turn out as you expected? Was the one-sided nature of the bout a surprise to you? Let me know in the comments below. All the best and I'll catch you soon.